Yeah, so this is an open meeting. Everybody's invited to participate, comment. There's nothing you can say that would be wrong. There's nothing that could be said that would be right. If it feels like it's right, that's just this. So whatever's shared is just this, sharing. Nobody's doing it. And if there's a sense of somebody doing it, that's just this. So this is everything. This is just the Zoom meeting. This simplicity of just sitting here looking at these faces on my monitor. This is all that's happening. There's nothing else happening. And if it feels like something else is happening or could be happening, or you would want to happen or might happen, it's just this.
Okay, is this open for discussion right now, or are you still doing your monologue?
No, you jump right in, Alice.
Okay, I'll just say it the way it was. I mean, I had an incident this past week where I felt like I was going down the rabbit hole, and I didn't want to go down the rabbit hole. I knew there was no food there. There wasn't anything but poison there if I really went down the rabbit hole. And I uh, I know some people on some of these sites, and I know that they don't like to be with people who are going down the rabbit hole because they don't like to be with story. And so I tried reaching out to a couple of people and they didn't respond, which doesn't surprise me in this type of environment. And so I ended up calling Nkosi and paying him my $60, and and that was very helpful. But I just sometimes wonder, do we have to get to that point all the time if we need a little bit of encouragement or and a little bit of straightening out, a little bit of seeing we're going down the rabbit hole and coming back to uh, the importance of not going down. I guess I was feeling what I ended up doing was calling a really good friend. Well, not a really good friend. It's somebody I hadn't talked to for 4 months, but she's a good listener. So I ended up calling her, and she ended up taking the call and spent an hour with me. And she said, I knew you wouldn't call me unless you really needed somebody to listen to. And that's why I picked up the call. And I thought, wow, that really felt like love to me, you know. And and I did feel very loved because just because of that. But it seems like that type of thing seems to be lacking pretty much in our community. And I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, well, there's just what's happening. So if it feels like there's a lack of love in the community, then that's just this appearing
Right.
as not
Right.
getting
But
nice.
I'm just saying, I mean, I can expect your response, that that's just what's happening. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's kind of annoying because obviously at that time I was going down the rabbit hole. I wanted to talk to somebody. I wanted to hear a loving voice. I wanted to hear somebody maybe tell me that, but it seems to talk to ordinary people, there's more of a sense that there's a sense of compassion or love there. I don't really get that from here. From here, I get, well, that's all that's happening. That's all there is. It's just this. And it doesn't seem like that cuts it for me. I
yeah.
mean, when I talk to Nkosi, I feel it's different. But for the most of the part time, I don't think we really have a supportive community. I mean, it's nice to be here. It's nice to see you all, but that's just, you said to say it like it is, and that's what's happening right now. This is what's happening.
Beautiful.
Okay, so thanks Alice for expressing that. So what is happening for me is I'm going to call it compassion, but I'm feeling a very heavy feeling in my heart for you, or maybe it's just arising for me. And yeah, I have this sense of feeling connected in this moment with what's being said. That's what's happening now. That's what's happening for me. That's what's just arising for me. And but that is that it's intense. And I yeah, it's an interesting thing. It's both. I feel like, yeah, it's only just this happening. It's true. It's just this happening. But what's just this happening is compassion. Compassion for sometimes just not just just being in that human state and wanting someone to see the human state and wanting that because that's what's happening and that not happening and then having to experience the pain of that or the sense of isolation or lack of support. Like this is all just like I say, and this is what happens for me when this is just what's arising, the feeling tone of that. And I don't know if this is helpful, but sometimes I think I can relate to what you're saying, Alice, in the sense of like what's helpful when I need the guide is like what's happening for you right now. Like putting it, when I have someone, I go off on my spiel, but it's like they stop and say, well, that's just what's happening. Maybe just saying what's coming up for you right now. Boom, so I feel heard, but yet I'm brought back to what's bothering me, like what's arising now in my body, in my, in my whatever, right? And it's this, yeah, and the other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight too, because it's been bothering me, it's not about this group. I was on another site just last night, and it's a very complex thing for me because I just is like, okay, it's everything is just right here, right now. And then the whole, I'm listening to something and somebody's talking about killing gophers. They kill gophers. They just kill gophers. And that's just what's happening. That was this person was describing having to kill all these gophers. And it was really, and someone piped up, well, that's just what's happening. You just feel like killing gophers. And what arose in me was just a sick feeling internal, like, just listening and and then the notion of ethics and yeah, okay, no choice. Well, I just, it was really complex. And the feeling I'm even having right now is complex that well, let's just talk about killing people. Like how do we negotiate this? This is complex, right? Like, and it's just arising. This person was just arising to kill these gophers, and someone responding like, well, that's just what's happening. And it was really, I'm here, I'm with this message. I do have my moments of clarity. I've had moments just listening to people here. It's like, I really get that sense of, yeah, you can't extrapolate yourself out of anything. It's just what's happening. Yes. But in the same breath, there's also this other feelings that arise even in the moment of like, oh, wait, hold it, or whoa, this is distressing, or maybe this would be helpful, like those are all feelings that arise in the moment too, it's and I just, I'm not saying anything except what's disturbing me or what's coming up for me, because what does one do when something comes up and it's arising and it is there and it's violent, like it's and then I could start theorizing and I stop myself. I just, and just, so it's just really, I just want to put that out there because this is all that's sort of in front of me, so to speak, and been moving about and Alice, sort of what you said, it's not direct morality, but it is about, I don't know, this, do we feel, do we see people, like, is there something that arises of compassion? What, what is, I don't know. I don't know. I just, I throw stuff out here because that's just sort of my, I guess, my, what comes up for Janet, or how I appear. But these things, they just arise and they disturb, and I have questions about the complexity of morality, and the things of, well, that's just this, and that's just, yeah, nothing's I know, yeah, I don't know what to do with that particular thing, because I don't need to go into the insidious things that happen to people, and or things or people or lives or animals or whatever, and I don't know what to do with, that's just what's arising. It was very disturbing, actually. So I'm just thought I'd bring that forward, without saying neither here nor there, whether something is this or something is that. It's just what happened for me.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
appreciate you sharing that. Actually, I felt a connection with you, and maybe that's all I'm looking for. Some is just a connection, because I'm feeling a separation, and to say that separation is all that's happening doesn't seem to give me a connection of any sort. And so yeah, I just in a moment like that, um, that's really what I want. And that beautiful woman from work, who probably knows none of this stuff, was able to say, it appeared that the most important thing I could do at the moment was to talk to you. I mean, that meant everything. It's not that she, just sometimes a little connection like that. And like you said, you could identify with me. That meant a lot to me, that you could identify. It's not wrong to identify with the story, even though that's just what's happening. But
Yes, yes, being aware. Yeah, it's, yeah.
yeah, anyway, I just and sometimes also, like you said, I feel very connected with it, and very much able to see that this is all there is. And those moments are still more rare than I'd like for them to be, but that's where I tend to be. And I'm really grateful for this teaching, because it certainly, religion wasn't working for me, and a lot of those spiritual teachings weren't working. So this idea that there is no me, while I experiential think there is a me, has been music to my ears. I just wish we had more support in our community, than going from me thinking there is no me to no me, and not having anything in the middle. And just, but then again, I have this friend from work, and just maybe look for people that can maybe hold me a little bit when I'm in a story that's not very comfortable, because that is kind of my human nature, I guess.
And that's this too. Like,
Yeah.
and that's the complexity, isn't it? Like, it's like the compassion is it too. It's
Yes.
it too. And it both can be held. It's that, I think, I don't know, yeah, I hear you, and I can see, I can even, yeah, it's both. It's still, the compassion is still just what's happening too. And yet not to, yeah, it's crazy stuff. So yeah, just,
It's
I hear you.
crazy stuff.
I hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
Then we get the big silence that we can't communicate about any of that.
Well, I actually, bringing up the thing that was quite disturbing about the killing of the gophers. I mean, maybe, does, yeah, is there anything to be said? I mean, what we could say, there's nothing to be said about that. It's really, does anyone else struggle with that complexity of morality, ethics,
Well,
and how that's seen in this is just this? And
well, that's
like,
it.
I don't know, yeah, it's hard.
Janet,
It's very, mhm.
Janet, that's it. Not liking to hear kill the gophers is it. That's
Mhm.
it. It's not somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Maybe it's so for me, it's disturbing. Like I get this
Yeah, this could
rises
be,
a deep
what's the problem?
disturbance.
Why
But
can't this be disturbing?
oh, and no, don't get me wrong. I'm okay with being disturbed. This is not like bring it on. Like whatever. I'm lonely. I'm disturbed. I kind of this is what's arising for me. But I think what's disturbing is like sort of noticing the non-disturbance of another person killing gophers, and someone just sort of, well, this is it, that's, and then of course it arises. And so where I think what happens is like, oh my goodness, maybe I feel vulnerable, or I feel terrified. There's a terrifying feeling that arises, that how certain things that I would, again, okay, judgment, no judgment, that are abhorrent could not be abhorrent to somebody. And that can go way down the line. Like, that's just not abhorrent to senselessly kill things, right? And recognizing, so this is my disturbance. Yes, this is my arising, and
No,
I'm in this, but it's like,
no, it's not yours. I'm sorry.
no, but it's unnerving profoundly that such, how shall I say, and I mean, I'm using, where it could go. Evil could arise. I don't even like the word evil, actually. It's not a word I use, but yeah, I don't know what to do with that arising, put it that way, that some things are just okay in the eyes of some people. Don't have the arising of disturbance. They have the arising of maybe enjoyment or something over something like that. And and then it's just like, whoa, it's almost vomitous for me to hear. That's what, it's scary, very vulnerable. And I guess, again, you're right, it's mine. This is
No,
just what's
I'm
happening.
not saying it's yours. That's not what's being shared here at this
Well,
meeting. No,
okay.
it
Okay.
strikes me, I have to say, it is funny that what's being shared at this meeting just doesn't get heard at all. It just, I have to say, it just,
Mm,
there's a sharing here that's so beautiful, and it's so impersonal that nobody could have it.
mm,
And if you notice, the stories are all about me, me, me. Every story has a me at the center. And this beautiful, gorgeous, shiny message that's ever present right here, right now, as this.
mm, mm.
Yeah, Sander, maybe you have a few words.
Yeah, what to say? It's all just an innocent report, what seems to be happening, and there may be a sense that this is happening for you. And there may be a sense that it's happening for someone else, but that's just simply arising, so to say, and feeling that this is about you, or that there's, or about others. Having a lack of compassion is this too. So just this may sound like there's a lack of compassion. Well, that's it. Finding this message sometimes sounding like a lack of compassion, like, well, it's just this, it's just the killing of the gophers. And to me, that sounds like there's a lack of compassion there. Is this already?
What was that? I didn't quite get that.
Well, that there may be, you know, this is not about you or me or someone else. Although there may be a sense that this is arising for you. Like Michael is saying, this has nothing to do with you, although there may be a sense that this is happening for you. And that's it too. The sense of me and others, and then a comparison that there seems to be a lack of compassion, which I need. Is this already? And it sounds too simple. Is this too? So just this may sound like, well, it's just this, it doesn't matter. But this is not about you or me or matter or no matter. It's just simply what's happening, so to say.
Isn't there a bridge somewhere? You know, this is obviously very radical. There is no me. We're not talking about me. None of this is personal. And you know, I sense that to be true. But in bridging that, there does seem to be a me. There does seem to make it seem there's personal, but there's nothing in the structure that provides anything for that. Either there is no me or there is. So I don't see any roadway in the middle at all. It's just like it's pretty challenging. You know, you come into this place and there's no me, and it's really very simple. There's no me. There's no one to make a choice. So okay, so we're done with the meeting, right?
Well, the funny thing is that it isn't even about me or no me. This is not about a me or a no me. Although this maybe is heard, well, it's about me and no me, or no me mostly. It's not about something particular. This is just simply suggesting that there's just this is just simply what's happening. It doesn't say anything. There's no difference between saying there's something, there seems to be something happening or not, or it's just this, or there's more. And at the same time, there's just this, and then the mind, or whatever you want to call it, there's wandering, and okay, yeah, what it's about then? What's happening then? Well, all that is just this. The thinking it's about something, or the saying it's about nothing, is this already. And thinking this message has sometimes no compassion, or it feels like there's no compassion in this community, and there's somewhere else where there's compassion, all that is just this. And in that, there may be a sense that it's for me, or about me, or not, the absence of that sense. Well, that's it. I mean, there's clearly that, I mean, the idea that there maybe is something which can be gained out of this meeting is this too. Coming here every week and hoping to find something, is this already? Or the absence of that idea, need, or feeling that this will bring you somewhere, or sometimes.
what I really like about this meeting is that I feel camaraderie. I feel close to Janet. I feel close to Michael, and I'm getting to know you. And I feel like we're talking kind of a common language here, and it opens up my heart to feeling camaraderie, and and I like that. And so that's really, I don't want to miss this meeting because I want to be with you people.
So what a beauty. That's the beautiful. Yes. But there's no difference between wanting to be here or not wanting to be here. Maybe next week, well, I don't want to be there anymore. It's boring or whatever. Let's check something else. Let's do something else. Maybe there are kids or family or friends wanting to go out, have dinner. I've heard enough about this, just this. Well, yeah. I mean, giving this value for any reason or no reason is just this already. So liking to come here or not is this, and this can maybe can go on for a couple of years and then suddenly something else. So here it's just an innocent report what's happening there, so to say. Liking to chat with like-minded people, so to say. Feeling a certain type of closeness. Loving this message, and it all just simply effortlessly and innocently arises. As is to finding it important or not. And this may just swiftly change.
Yeah, so here, as some of you may know, the word already really landed, so to speak, here. Already. Everything is already just this. So doing or not doing, both this. Worrying and not worrying. Taking something seriously or taking something lighthearted.
You know, what I get is that here is all just happening. And then I think, and it's happening to me, but that's also just what's happening.
Yeah, that's beautiful, Don. I was wondering what was happening there, Don. I saw you nodding with the head, and there was just wondering arising here, so to say. What's happening there, Don? What's up? This curiosity arising, so to say.
Must feel good to get some validation, huh, Don?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get that.
yeah.
I guess it's this thing of you can never get out of it. There's no escape. And that's already.
Oh, yeah,
It's
beautiful.
already.
Yeah,
It's already. I get it.
yeah, there's no escape because there's no separation.
And it's already here.
Yeah, it's all right. Here it is. Exactly as it's.
And what do we do when we don't know that?
There's nobody that could know that.
Mhm.
No, and this may sound like knowing, which is this too.
Mm.
So just this may sound like knowing. There's someone who knows that there's just this. And thinking it's becomes from a knowing is this too. So something is known there, so to say. And I want to know that, or objectifying just this into something which you can get. So I want to get that there's nothing to get. How can I get that there's nothing to get? That is just this. And there's no escape, because there's no one doing the objectifying able to stop it. It's already just simply what's arising, so to say, or not. So when it comes to feeling like a me or no me, there's no difference.
It's already there.
Yes, and there's already no one doing the feeling like a me or the not feeling like a me, just simply. And there may be a sense where I see that, which is this too. So there can be an identification with the recognizing that there's just this or not. And it all plays out effortlessly, as is the suggesting that it does.
You said something about recognizing this, but there would be nobody to recognize it.
No.
Right.
No, but there can be a sense, well, I'm the recognizer, or I'm the seer. So dividing this, whatever seems to be happening in this and that, is this already. So to say, seeing separation or dividing is already not separated from something else which is not happening. So feeling separate or seeing separation is not separated from something else which is not already just this.
I'd just like to say in response to Alice's dilemma, call it a dilemma. The thing that blessed me so much from Kosi way back in the beginning, quite some time ago, was that it didn't matter. It doesn't matter what I do. There's no judgment about what I do. And if I need some compassion and connection and love from somebody, it doesn't matter if I go to the person next door, somebody down the street, whatever. It doesn't have to be in the form of another person who embraces the radical non-duality. Like you just get it wherever you can get it. That's sort of what I think. You know, there's no judgment about if you can get that love and connection from the person across the street, go for it. And Kosi would say that's this too. Or well, you would all say that's this too. So there's no restriction on I don't want to put judgments upon the non-dual communities that say, well, they're not being kind enough or loving enough. Maybe they're not. And that's this too. You know, so I'm beginning to appreciate, Sandy, your messages. That's this too. Wherever you turn, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what thought arises. That's this too. And
Yeah.
and that's the freedom that for me, you know, freedom here.
That is the freedom, but when it's not there like that, I mean, it's the freedom for me too, when I'm experiencing that. And I also realize that it's that could happen here, that could happen with my neighbor, it could happen anywhere, that connection. I totally hear what you're saying, Faith, and yet there are those times when that doesn't seem to be there. And I've certainly noticed it's not been there with you that consistently either. But that's just the nature of being human. And I guess maybe I was feeling like I wanted something from this community that I couldn't find. I find it with Nkosi, so I guess it's really worth paying him the $60 to be able to get that. I do feel
Yeah.
that connection with him. He is able somehow to draw me into that place. And I probably better just stay with that, because if that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a real gift that there is some place you can go and get it, even if you're paying for it, whatever.
Yeah. And how lucky we are that we have that.
Yeah, I agree. But not getting the support from the spiritual community, that's this too.
Right. Right, of course.
You can't escape, can you? No escape.
No Skype, yes.
See, now I see up there Faith is talking, but I had no idea Faith was in this meeting. Do you see her somewhere, guys? Or is my computer just a bad thing?
I
No,
see
no,
it.
no, you've only got my photo. You've only got a picture of a bird for me because.
No, Faith, I'm saying I don't see a bird. I don't see you. I see nothing.
Oh, you don't see a bird. Oh.
And I'm just saying, sometimes there are people that are on here, I have no idea they are, but I didn't see anything about Faith being here until I saw a little message on top, Faith is talking. And that's what I was talking about earlier. So there could be 10 other people here, we just don't know that they're here. Which is
Well,
okay.
that,
Alice, you might have a setting, there's a setting that says show non-video people or
good.
non-video participants.
Good one, Don.
Yeah, then
I
you'll
think
see,
that's
you
it.
should see everybody then.
Yeah, because I can see everybody. I can see the bird.
Yeah, it's under your settings somewhere.
Okay, thanks, Don.
Yeah,
So Alice, there may arise like a certain type of expectation that there is a compassion here, that here is something to find, at least compassion I should get from these so-called people in the meeting,
yeah.
which is this too, right? At least they can give me compassion. And I find it with Nkosi, but I don't find it somewhere else, or with these other characters on the screen. So making assumptions and conclusions and having expectations about this, whatever seems to be happening is this already. And there's nothing wrong with having expectations or with the hope to find something, compassion. It's all just this.
Yeah, the looking for compassion is innocently, beautifully, perfectly this already.
And there's totally nothing wrong with having an expectation it's this already. There's already no you to escape the longing for compassion or the expectation of compassion. It's just simply arising. Try to get away from that.
I'm getting the sense here that nothing's happening and like nothing's arising either, because nothing's happening, and seems like there's not only nothing happening, there's nothing that's ever happened.
No.
Yeah, nothing's ever happened, and that's just this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny, 2 weeks ago, Sander, when I was on the call, and I was very argumentative during that meeting and screaming and da 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 da, and didn't like what you were saying at all. And now, and it's interesting over here now, it's like I have a listening for you, like I have for Nkosi. And it's just, I don't know what I'm saying with that, just how things change or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I think what I've really gotten out of this and what was in the whole thing of, yeah, already it seems, and from before, the whole thing of can't escape. So there's no articulation or no nothing that can even be spoken of that isn't already here. It's like
Yeah,
I can't, there's no escaping. And so, yeah, everything, it's just, and then I guess the thinking mind or whatever happens, and and the recognition of the thinking mind has to be it too, because it's already here, because I'm like this articulation is happening. You mm, yes, missing the point by getting lost in something else is missing the whole. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny. You can never miss it. You've never missed it. You've not liked it,
Mm,
but that's just this too. Not what turns out not liking it is just as
Mm.
much this as liking it.
mm-hmm,
Go figure.
mm-hmm. Well, the freedom, and there's this the fear,
Yeah,
fear.
yeah, that's it too. Yeah, this can appear as fear, Janet. No problem. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we can say it is this. This is it. It is this. This is it.
Mm.
So making this into a this and that is this.
Mm-hmm.
Already.
So here already was heard as nothing to get. Nothing to get, and yet trying to get is this too already. Oh, you're muted, Alice.
Just saying, I'm just hoping that if anyone needs to call me and talk to me,
Go ahead. You want to
I
get
hope that
back?
I hope that I'm kind enough to at least give you the courtesy of a response,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
And I'm hearing what everybody has said here, but I still hope that I don't lose that kindness or compassion or whatever you wanna call it. And but you know, that's it too.
Yeah, the thinking that it's your kindness or your compassion is this too.
That's right.
And thinking that there's a me who has compassion or needs compassion or is looking for it is this too already.
Yeah.
What to do?
I wonder why Nkosi always gives it when he doesn't have to. I always receive compassion from him, and he wouldn't have to give it to me. It'd be this too.
Yeah, exactly. It's not
Yeah.
Nkosi. There is no Nkosi, or there's no Alice. There's no Michael. There's no Sander. There's no Janet. There's no Dawn already. It's all this.
And there's no one having anything able to give. But it may seems, or it may feel like that, well, that's it too.
Well, it seems to me that um, that when I speak with Nkosi, because he is so in from what I could see, because of his state of whatever it is, it just draws me in, and uh, it's it's just so present, and it's just so there. It draws me in, so I can drop some of my stories. I can drop some of my separations because it's so all encompassing.
That's it.
But not that many people have that.
That's it too. So it just, and there's nothing to do about it. You know, having a certain type of sense for and cozy, so to say, and less for other characters. Is this already? Loving and cozy. And having a special feeling or a sense of all compassing is this. And maybe placing him, so to say, on a statue is just innocently this. I mean, there's no authority in this. There's no one who has reached anything. There's no one in a state of pure love and compassion. Although it may seem like that. Well, this is it too.
There is no one, but there is love and compassion that can be received. That is, well, it's available all the time. And it's like putting my finger on a hot stove. I'm going to get burned. It's like I can put my finger on Nkosi, and I know that this is what's going to happen.
Yeah, and having the idea that there's a you who can receive it is it too. Calling it compassion. compassion is this already. Giving this names, giving this value, giving this importance, and giving this meaning is all just this. It's just simply innocently arising. I want this and I don't want that, or I like this more than that, is this. Just an innocent report. So when I am with Nkosi, I feel great. That's it.
Well, he seems to know how to break down the barriers in my idea of separation,
Yeah.
which then puts me, in
So the idea that there's a he who's able to do something is this already.
I don't
And
think
there's-
it's a he.
and
I
there's
think
no
it's
way
beyond
out.
a he.
Sorry?
I think it's something that's beyond a he. I don't think it's a him. I don't think it's an Nkosi. I think it's something greater than that that's operating at those times.
That's it too. Thinking that there's something behind or more special or something hidden or greater than this doing this is this.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
Language just creates such complexity.
Yeah,
Even to
beautiful.
say it's even, yeah, it feels that way. It feel there, it's this, and then it's from what is this, you
Yeah.
know? But
Yeah.
it can't be, as the language says, it can't be extrapolated out like that into it's this, because that creates a sense of it's something else. This is
Yeah.
one of the, and
Beautiful.
it's just language. It's language. There's
Yeah.
nothing that can be done.
Beautiful.
Because, and then I can't say it's also you. It's this and you, because it's still causing the same dilemma. The language is just causing the same dilemma.
Yeah.
Which makes it very, yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, Nkosi said he would be here tonight.
Oh, he tried logging in about 5 minutes ago. So
Oh.
he was in the waiting room and I let him in and then it just spun, and then he didn't log on and then he hasn't come back.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's okay. No, it's okay. This has been a good meeting. I needed to hear all the things people said. And yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Each and everybody was just beautifully perfect. Lovely. Thanks, everyone. Sander, thank you so much, brother.
Thank you, guys. It was lovely
you.
to be here
Oh,
tonight.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Michael,
Bye.
I have a quick question, if that's all right.
Sure, go ahead.
Is this the only meeting through the week, or is there other meetings that you run through the week?
Well, Nkosi has his on Sunday night,
Okay,
same time, actually 4 o'clock, right, Alice? 4 o'clock Sunday.
and I don't know how to get to that.
Well, it's in my non-duality community. I posted at the top, just like this, I pinned at the top.
Okay.
So if you go to
Okay.
Facebook and type in
Yes.
Michael Jeffries non-duality community, then
Yeah.
usually he doesn't give me much notice. So I only get the link for the Nkosi's me a couple hours before the meeting.
On
So,
Sunday nights at
I'll
this
get it
time.
like around 2 o'clock and it'll be for 4 o'clock.
Okay,
time?
thank you.
What time zone are you in, Janet?
Pacific Standard.
Okay, then it
Yeah,
would
that's
be
it. Same as me.
same as Michael's.
Perfect. Thank you,
Okay,
guys.
thanks so much. Thank you.
Have a great
Okay,
night.
have a
Good
great
night.
day, everyone. Thanks so much.
Bye.